Alright, you guys, welcome back. This is going to be a really short tutorial because it's a tiny little link. It's super cute yin and yang, and it's not difficult to do, but it's hard to hold on to. So it takes 6 inches of 18 gauge round soft copper wire, and we'll get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my 18 gauge round wire in the plier just a couple of, about a quarter of the way down from the top of the plier tooth. I'm going to put my thumb underneath and my finger up above right near the plier head, and I'm going to turn my plier to make a figure like a letter S. So we've made like a letter S there. I'll reposition my plier so I get a nice grip on it. And looking at the S in the upright position, I'm just going to take this one and bring it around to kind of make like a circle around, a half a circle around the S. And then I'll take the opposite wire and I'll circle around to complete the S turn. So it looks like this now. I'm going to keep going. So we're going to bring this arm straight back up and then this arm straight down. So now we're looking at our S shape. It has a full circle around it, and we've got our arms going north and south in the opposite directions from each other. So just like that. You just want to work it with your hands and just get these two wires going opposite each other, and you have a letter S with a circle around it. Okay. So now we'll take our flat nose plier. You can use chain nose pliers, you can use a flat nose pliers, whichever you want. And we're going to start to bend up the ends. But first, I'm just going to take my nylon jaw and do a little tapping here. Make sure everything's nice and flat. From the line of the S, we're looking this way. Imagine half a heart. So I'm just going to bring this wire and curve it a little bit more so this looks like a half a heart. And I'm going to come down from the center of this S to the point of the half a heart. And I'll just put my plier right there. From the edge here, it's probably about a quarter of an inch. So I'll hold it really tight in my plier. I'll bend this wire straight up and straight over my plier, making like a little hairpin bend there. You'll take this end and hold the tip of it. Give it a tiny little curve, just like that. Now we'll flip this over and go to the opposite side and repeat that. Make sure that your wire is slanted enough and that it, from here you can see kind of a half a heart with the center of it coming down from the middle of your S curve. So then you'll hold the plier right about there, real tight. Push the wire straight up and over the plier. So now both of these are kind of, going in opposite directions from each other again in parallel. And now we'll just bend a little curve there so you have the beginning of your spiral form there. Okay? From here, we're just going to hold on to the little curve here, and I like to bend this wire out a little bit for a little more elegance. Then you'll hold it here, brace against this little guy, and turn this wire to the back. You're kind of trying to position this wire so that when you make the little loop in the back, it lands inside of that half of the yin and yang symbol. So I'm just taking my wire and kind of eyeballing it about here. I'm going to cut, leaving about a quarter of an inch to make sure that I can make my tiny little loop. This is the hard part of it, is to get that tiny little loop to land right in that hole. It's not impossible. I like to just hold the wire right there, get it in your round nose plier, the very tip of it. Whoop. And you're trying to hold this curve here so that you have some leverage on that end of that wire. And it has to be a really tight, tight little turn right there to get just a little bit of a tiny loop positioned right there. And we're going to fiddle it some more, but you can kind of see that I've landed it right there where the eye of the yin and yang should be. And we're going to fiddle and tighten this up a little bit more. So just concentrate on trying to get that little loop where it belongs. The second side is harder because there's less to hold on to here. Okay? So I'm going to take it, here's where we started, and I'm going to take it from the back, or you can actually even make this the front if you can make that little loop cute. And I'm just going to bend it to the back here like this, get it kind of cradled underneath where it needs to go there. I'll trim it so that there's about 1/4 of an inch there. Just kind of trim them at the edge of your spirals here. That should give you enough. But don't cut too much. It's better to have more wire than you need because you can't put more wire on, but you can always make it shorter. So I'll grip this at the very end here with a really tight hold. Whew. And I'm going to try to get this into a tiny little loop right there where it belongs. If your hands are stronger than mine, this might not be difficult for you. Okay, so that's a tight little loop, but I think I got it in there. And I'll look at it from this side, and yes, success. I can clean that little loop up a little bit once I position the spiral arms a little bit more. Alright, so there we go from this side. We're looking at the clean side, the front side. And now with these two arms, I bring them in a little bit more. So I'm going to just hold on to the center circle, and I'm just going to continue to turn that a little bit more to shorten it up a little bit, but leave that opening in case you want to link to the next one. You can link a bunch of these together and make a beautiful little bracelet or an earring frame, right? You can drop a little dangle earring from it, put a hook to the other side. Okay, so here too, you're going to hold it at its little curve and at the spiral here, and just turn the curve more into the circle. And that's all you got to do. And make sure your little points are opposite of each other. I would probably give this a little bit of a love tap here and there with the nylon jaw and or a metal plier. If you make a few of these, you might consider to toss them into the tumbler to harden them up a little bit. It gets pretty tough, and it's pretty tough to pull out, but they can pull out because we're not going to put any ties on these. I don't put ties on here just because I think the link is cute by itself. So you have to work harden it by giving it pressure with the nylon jaws, and then you can also burnish. You can do burnishing if you don't have a burnishing tool. You can use your round nose plier, and what I would do is take the round part, not the edge, and just scrape. Burnishing is just to harden the wire. So you can just scrape along. You know, you're not scratching your little piece, you're just hardening it, and you can see it's creating a little shine versus the other side. You'll feel it's significantly harder if you burnish the piece where these curves can pull out. Just make the curves a little harder. And I have not had it pull apart. I wore this, I put a few of these links together in earrings, and I wore it for a few days. They held up pretty well. And the bracelet, I think, is going to hold up pretty well also if you link them long enough to make a bracelet. But if you want to be doubly sure that it doesn't fall apart on a bracelet, you know, give these a nice tug. Make sure you're comfortable with the tension. And if you have a tumbler, possibly throw them into the tumbler. The only place you might tie would be those two, but I think it would interfere with the design. So I kind of count on myself to just harden the piece enough. And there it is. It's so cute. It's tricky, you know, the first one or two, but then I think you'll get into it after that. I might turn that one a little bit more. It's kind of an optical illusion, so you don't have to close the whole loop. It just kind of needs to land where it belongs, and it needs to look the way you want it to. So I'm going to come over here and just turn that one a little bit more closed, a little bit tighter, so that it lives in that space a little more. And that's about it. Love. So now I'll show you how to add a jump ring really easily. You'll just open up a tiny jump ring. Certainly you can loop the bottom of this and then put a little drop or a little cute something off of the base of it, like a bead drop, or in my case I'm just going to put this little cute beaded thing I made. And where's my other plier? Oh, I need another flat nose or chain nose, and I'll close. So I'll put the jump ring on there, and then I'll just use 2 pliers and I'll close this ring up. Tap that, and I think you get the idea. Becomes a very cute little component. We can put an earring hook off of this side, or again we can just make a bunch of these and link them together with a beaded link in between them. It would be very cute that way. Alright, so thanks for being here, you guys. I hope you loved this little tiny tutorial for the spiral yin yang. And I'm going to take this little guy off just because I didn't actually show you how to make that one. But enjoy this, and I hope you get really creative with it. Alright, you guys, lots of love. We'll see you for the next one. Bye. Hey, welcome back for a minute. I wanted to show you guys that if you do feel like you need to tie the center, you can use a spot of 28 gauge like I did here, and just do a couple of small wraps to catch both those loops and the center bar. You can trim them back. I wouldn't do more than 2 or 3, just enough to be discreet, but to, you know, give you some added security. So you can snip and tuck the wires right there to the inside of this bracelet frame, certainly making sure that the 28 gauge, you know, is tucked nicely so it doesn't poke. I would cut it right there and tuck it into the small crevice that's right there. It'll be underneath, right in there, so it shouldn't poke. The other thing you want to make sure of is that the tips of these round loops here, these tiny little loops, are actually, you know, tucked in. So whether you tie it or not, you want to make sure that those points are not felt. And if you do tie it, you know, it makes a nice convenient little spot to tuck your wire ends right there. So it's up to you. It doesn't look too bad tied, but for my eyeball it kind of breaks the yin and yang. If you want to use it that way, you could just use this as a spiral component. Tie a couple of tiny little bead balls in there would be adorable, or, you know, 1 bead. Just for some variety on it. But you can get all creative with it. I know you guys will make some beautiful, beautiful things, and if you do, please look me up on social media and show me your lovely creation so I can see what you did with this darling little component. Alright? Tons of love, you guys. Thanks again for being here. Thanks for watching. Leave me a thumbs up if you dig the link, and again, show me a picture on social media if you make, you know, creative stuff with this. All right, let's love. Bye.